Bang bang, what's going on, guys? To an exciting new edition, main event, Talkin Hands. As always, I'm host Preston, joined by my host, Mr. Danny Betts. We're break down this weekend's main event action. So we have pretty much a dual main event card out in Arizona. We have the two rematches: Robeisy Ramriez taking on Rafael Espinoza in a rematch, and Oscar Valdez taking on Emanuel Navarrete in a rematch. As always, before we go into the fights for this week, we'd love to recap the fight that happened last week. And unfortunately for us, Sonny Edwards did not want to be in that fight. Galal Yafai takes out Sonny Edwards, TKO, referee stoppage, round 6. I think it was round 6. Me and Danny spoke a little pre-show about it. Sonny Edwards, after round 2, told his coach, trainer, I don't want to be in this fight, or I don't want to be here anymore, something along those lines. You hear that? I actually thought the coach might have just told the ref, like, hey, we're done. He tried to pump Sonny up a little bit. The commentators were definitely saying he was looking better, but I didn't see anything. Sonny Edwards had nothing for Galal. And Eddie Hearn came post-fight, talked about it. I don't think they'll make it soon, because I think Bam has bigger fish to fry. But it would be an interesting fight if Bam fought Yafai. Danny, what are your thoughts on this one?
He fucking gave up, bro. I mean, what else can I say? Like, it was a horrible performance. That's one thing I can't predict. Like, somebody's mental state. You could kind of see some things, like, but I didn't really see retirement. I didn't think that. Like,
yeah, he's like, young. He's like 28.
Bro, like, I was surprised. And like you said, we were talking about it at backstage. Like, he did not want to be there. His body language showed it. And then I think it was like after round 2 that he said that in the corner. And I'm like, this is over. Like, he said
he didn't move at all.
Yeah, he said he don't have his legs. He said he don't want to be there. And I'm like, this is cooked. And then he retires after the fight. I'm like shocked. Yafai had no respect for him at all. Just pressuring him, throwing everything in the kitchen sink. And I mean, it was a great performance for Yafai for sure. His young career so far, and he retired as quitter, bro. Like, jeez, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, the only other thing, a little worry I had, which we talked about, was Edwards just doesn't have any power. So when he did hit him, which he hit him a couple times, it's just marched right through him. I'm like, yeah, we're fucked. He's done. He's dead. Like, this is toast. Yeah, he has nothing. So, good performance, but definitely a shell of himself for Edwards to lose that one. In the chat shot, Winner Circle. Yeah, we'll get, hopefully we'll bounce back, and Brandon Harrell, we will get to the fights right now. Like I said, we're going to start off, I think this is the co-main. Robeisy Ramriez, he's taking on Rafael Espinoza. First fight, electrifying. This is the rematch. Current odds at our favorite book, FanDuel. If you guys need a book to sign up, go to FanDuel. Use the link in the description below. Sign up, just sign in your state. Get deposit bonus match. Bet $5 and get $150 in free bets at FanDuel. FanDuel has Robeisy Ramriez slight favorite, -130. Espinoza, +106. Fight goes the distance, -220. Espinoza KO +340. Ramirez KO +470, which seems kind of an outlier to me. Espinoza decision +260. Ramirez decision +150. Danny, what do you think of this rematch? First fight was electric earlier this year.
Yeah, like Brandon said, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe. Yeah, that fight was crazy. You know, they had the whole Mexican versus Mexican. And, I mean, the styles, man. I mean, I kind of think, like, Navarrete had the better, how can I put it? Valdez gave in to his to Navarrete's game plan. Like, you know, he was gonna be outgunned. Like, if he was going in there to bang the whole time, I'm like, Navarrete's gonna win that. But I felt like he was pressured into that. You know, this whole build up to the fight, Mexico versus Mexico. You know, they had the two legends back in the day, and it was like, I have to fight like this to give people what they want. Even though he does kind of fight like that, he's not like a huge like technical boxer or anything like that. His high guard, get in the inside, throw bombs, try to counter. But Navarrete just throws so much volume, man. And the thing with him, his he's his own worst enemy though. Like we were talking backstage, sometimes he doesn't. You could tell he doesn't train as hard. You know, he's a
Yeah.
little flabby. I mean, he's never been like the biggest, ripped or anything like that. But you could tell when he puts the work in and he really doesn't. That's my worry here. It's a rematch that he clearly won the
Hmm.
first fight. Is he really gonna wake up for this fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he gonna be motivated? Like, he's like, oh, I blew this guy away the first fight. Like, I mean, I guess he could try to get the knockout, but Valdez is tough as hell. Um,
Yeah.
like the dude's fought with a broken jaw before for like.
Well, and even this fight, his eye was like
Oh
gone.
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
That's the only way I think he could get a stoppage if it's because that's the bad thing with Valdez. He's got a lot of scar tissue. He swells up a lot easily. He could get a stoppage like that, like almost with the eye. The rest stops it. But I just gotta go. I gotta trust Valdez's durability,
Yep.
and then Navarrete. He just throws too much. I think he's just a bad matchup for Valdez, man. I know Valdez had a big win in his last fight. Shout out to him because he cast me round 7 on Easter. I'm like, how am I not gonna play round 7 on Easter, baby? I think it was like plus 2,700. It was something crazy. But he had a huge win. I think he loses this one again. But I got Navarrete by decision. That's the bet I'm a place. Nothing big
Yeah.
though. What's up, Big Show?
Yeah. Shout out Big Show in the chat, Brandon. Uh, yeah, you're not going to stop Oscar Valdez. I'll just say that he's not going to get stopped. That's why I don't really understand. I think the KO props crazy, like plus 270. I don't think there's value in that at all.
No.
If you're playing Navarrete, you got to play him by decision. And Valdez looked great against Wilson. The only thing was Wilson was there to fight his fight, and Wilson was
Exactly.
outgunned, and he just stood there, just taking shot after shot. Eventually, the ref stopped it. Valdez looked career best, like I said. It's a tough fight. My worry is, like it was last week with Sonny Edwards, is Navarrete kind of on the tail end of his career, right? He's already won the title. He's won 38 fights. He's fought the best of the best. And his last two performances were career worst. So he loses to Burchak, and then prior to that, Conceição draw. He drops him, but
Yeah.
barely wins that fight. Adam Hurley here has Navarrete. I just think the line's a little wide because Valdez looked so good against Wilson, and Navarrete just looked so bad his last fight that. And I was on Valdez the first fight. I don't want to like get off him. You're getting such a better price, but it is the length and the size, which we'll get to the next fight as well, where I'm gonna favor that as well with Espinoza. So I'll lean Navarrete decision. I don't think I'm gonna wager on this. I actually like the other fight quite a bit more personally. And Big Show loves Navarrete. The good
It's
thing
a style, yeah.
I'll say with Navarrete, he's on TV all the time. Like he fights 5 times a
I think
year,
he fights a lot, yeah.
So
And Top Rank is good at promoting, so yeah, I wouldn't say he's one of my favorites, but I love to watch him just because the style, bro. Like he throws so much volume, awkward, angles and things like that. And he's going in there for the knockout. Is fun to watch. One thing I was gonna say, and you kind of talked about it a little bit, like it is recency bias. That's why I think a lot of people, not a lot, but I can see a lot of people trying to go on the Valdez fight because he looked great. He knocked out Wilson. He looked awesome, and Wilson gave Navarrete a horrible time.
mhm.
And things like that. And he looked and Navarrete looked horrible the last 2 fights.
Yep.
And I think that's a trap in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I can't see Valdez winning this fight except by a knockout somehow. But I don't even see that. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. It's just I think it's tough to call, and I think again, unless the books really favor Navarrete, because like I said, he's like minus 250, so it's very interesting. Brandon Harrell with the chat, the Richardson Hitchens fight. What do you guys think? And we weren't really going to touch on that too much, but it's fine. Liam Paro. Paro got the huge upset against Matias.
Yeah.
Dane, what do you think about this one? I think this could be a pretty bad fight overall.
I really wanted to talk about this fight too. Leon Paro, he had that big upset with my guy Matias. Matias is a pressure fighter, and Leon Paro boxed him, clinched up. He was holding like a motherfucker though. Like the ref let him, the ref like let him hold all the time, no warning, no nothing. It was a good game plan though. He outboxed him from the outside. Anytime that Sublette would like get close, he would mix in the clinch and just disrupt his rhythm. And it was a mixture of like a bunch of stuff. Like Matias was just hard headed, not listening to his coach, being in Puerto Rico, going in for the kill too much. And not setting anything up, and at the same time, Paro had the perfect game plan. So, and then Hitchens in his last fight against Lemos, a lot of people thought Lemos won. You could definitely edge it to Lemos for sure in that fight, but another pressure fighter. Hitchens is great off on the outside, throwing his jab, good angles, and good like counters when people get too aggressive. But he had a hard time with Lemos. I think he really didn't like he underestimated him.
Yeah.
And I think I really like Hitchens in this fight.
I agree.
I think this price is crazy. I think it's just
agree.
because Paro is the champion now. Recency bias. They see they think Hitchens lost to Lemos. I think
which he did, but obviously, the decision.
I think it's a bad start for Paro. If you see that other fight against Montana Love had success when he was boxing from the outside, and he's shorter, stocky, completely different from Hitchens. Hitchens is taller, more rangier, and I'm like, if Montana Love could do that, Hitchens is easy gonna do that. I think this is, like you said, it might be a boring fight. Yeah. I think Paro is going to get frustrated with the length and reach advantage from Hitchens. I like Hitchens a lot in this spot. I got him at plus 104. It was at plus 118, but that shit was gone by the time I got to it. So plus 104, that's my biggest bet of the weekend for boxing. And I like Hitchens in this spot.
Yeah, I mean, no disagreement from me. I didn't really look too much into it, obviously, but Paro, I think, definitely is overvalued off the win, and Hitchens is a good boxer. I think this could be a big clinch fest, so kind of a rough and tough, cagey fight. But I do favor Hitchens to get the job done on decision. He was like so bad that last fight where it was just fucking horrible, but should be a bounce back for sure. Big Show's, I think this is regarding Navarrete fight up to.
Yeah,
Navarrete is like I said, always fighting. Am Hurley. Devin Haney should fight the loser of Hitchens Paro. Yeah, we could see that.
I could definitely see that. And they're talking about what's his name? Catterall fighting the winner too. So we got a couple good matchups after this fight.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Catterall's due for a loss. I'll say that.
But none of these guys could really put. If anything, I think Paro's the guy to. If he won this fight and fought Catterall, I might actually just. Because he's the only one that has actual pop between Hitchens and Haney.
Yeah. And who knows with Ryan Garcia, right? He's fighting some Japanese guy or some shit. I have no idea
who that guy is either.
Yeah. Big Show, good luck. Good luck to you guys. Tune in to Locker Room Talk Podcast, UFC 310 tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. Big Show and the fellas breaking that all down. And Adam Hurley likes Hitchens.
Yes.
As well.
Let's go.
Now we'll get into the other fight. Robeisy Ramriez, Sergio Espinoza, current odds. Or Rafael Espinoza, not Sergio. Rafael Espinoza, minus 128 Ramirez, plus 106 Espinoza. Round props, Espinoza decision, plus 260. Ramirez decision, plus 150. Espinoza KO, plus 340. Ramirez KO, plus 470. Danny, what do you think here? You think Robeisy gets a comeback here, gets the job done, or is this just a tough style matchup for him?
Man, the first fight was crazy. It was a great fight. I mean, they were going back and forth. Espinoza made a mistake. He switched. He's tall, lanky as hell for the division. It's crazy. And he was switching the stances, and midway. Ramirez caught him with
Yep.
his. I think it was a left hook. His left hook is nice. And he dropped him. I think it was round 2, if I'm not mistaken, or early in that fight. I don't remember exactly. But after that, it was kind of Ramirez made a mistake. Like he had him down, but he thought he could get him out of there, and he was going for the KO too much after that. And it was one of those like, okay, Espinoza was like, I took your best shot. I'm still here, bro. And the thing with Espinoza, he's got a lot of length and reach, and he could box in the inside. Mexican, tough as hell. There was a lot of volume too.
Yep.
And it was like he was overwhelming Ramirez, and Ramirez is one of those like, damn, what else do I have to do to get this guy out of here? Like, you know what I mean? It was frustrating for Ramirez, and he gets dropped late. And like, if he didn't get dropped late, Ramirez, in my opinion, would have won a close ass decision, which it was anyways.
Yeah.
But Espinoza just overcame the storm and took over, and they were going back and forth, and then he drops him late. There was more volume, and I thought he did win. In this fight, though, oh, man, I can't wait for this fight, honestly. I'm not super confident. I do like Ramirez. I'm taking Ramirez money line. I think he's the one that can make a little bit more adjustments and not, like, over pursue the knockout. And I'll box this guy. Set up the left hand and maybe even drop him again, but Espinoza's one tough motherfucker, and I really like him, bro. Like, he's good. Like, his last fight I know was a mismatch against Churro, I think it was.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
Sergio Chirino.
Chirino. We both were like, dude, this is a mismatch. He's gonna
he killed him.
He's gonna get his ass whipped. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Obviously Ramirez is not that guy. Like, I know.
Yeah, he's definitely more technically sound.
A lot of people are gonna see, Espinoza's plus money. He won the first fight. But I think Ramirez takes a decision and gets back on track. I think we could see a trilogy, man. These two, man, I think if they fight like 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna get that first fight, like, or close to it. Like, it's a great matchup.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a fascinating fight. I'm actually gonna take Espinoza here. I thought, because just the way he did look against Trino, the way he just put him out, the volume, Robeisy, and the big drawback for me in the first fight, which again, obviously you can switch it up with training, getting more, just being able to throw more, his stamina, his gas tank. His round 12, Espinoza was like fresh. And that's when he put him down to like secure the win. He just kept coming and coming. Yeah. And kind of what you said, Robeisy was just looking for that one shot pop knockout. He dropped him bad. When he dropped him, that was a bad knockdown. And
they could have stopped it, honestly.
Yeah, because he got up and he wobbled again.
And it was like right border, like after 8, it was like 9, and then he's like,
and it was right at end of the round. So he had the 60 seconds to come back, which is why I almost think I would take, if I liked Robeisy, I think I would take him by KO.
Yeah, he definitely could get it. I'm just taking money line though.
Yeah, because I think he's more inclined to get the KO. I think Espinoza will just outvalue him and win the decision. Obviously, Robeisy is technically more sound, Olympian, but the size difference was crazy. And it's kind of wild because I don't know why I like Valdez more than Navarrete, and I prefer Espinoza over Ramirez. I think Navarrete is probably going to get the job done, but I do think Espinoza is going to win this fight by decision. That's crazy. It's plus 260.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a tough fight to call when it comes to the props because we saw everything in the first fight. They both dropped each other. It went to decision in a close ass fight. You know what I mean? So it's like any outcome, in my opinion, it could happen for sure.
Yeah, and I just feel like we got suckered last week, which is kind of why I always say with the boxing, like, I want to take the better boxer. But last week I had like a little feeling like, man, I don't know about Sonny, and then he just looks so bad. And I'm gonna keep with Espinoza here. And then if Robeisy gets an easy win, good on him. But I'll keep with Espinoza. I do like Hitchens more, and
oh yeah, for sure.
I agree with you. I think that line is kind of out of whack because Paro got the upset over Matias. Okay, that being said, we can move into some boxing news. This was kind of nuts. I'm sure you saw it. The Boots is saying
Yep.
he didn't agree, right, to move up, or I didn't read too much into it.
It was never concrete, and right after the fight, Eddie Hearn said like, we still want to unify for the belts at this weight class. So I guess they're gonna try to get another belt, or whatever, and then move up. So we'll see. Last time I don't like that because the last time he did that, that was who the fuck was it? Raymond Ford. Eddie Hearn forced him to fight one more time at that weight class, and that's when he lost against Nick Ball.
Yeah,
And he could barely make that weight, and then he finally moved up, and look, he looked great. He looked awesome. So I hope that don't happen. For Boots, I don't think so, but I don't like that, man. Like when you outgrow a weight class and you keep draining yourself, eventually your body's just gonna give in, and you're not gonna take, the punches the same or your gas tank. But we'll see. But still, it was a great fight. It's who took his spot?
Madrimov.
Yeah, who fought Terrence Crawford. So
Yeah,
that card is so fucking stacked. And did you see the price?
yeah, $25.
Like $25, bro.
Yeah.
Like this guy's not playing no games. For one of the, this card is stacked, bro. Like we've been getting spoiled.
Oh yeah, Shakur's fighting Schofield.
Yeah,
too,
it's nuts.
They announced. Yeah,
It's nuts.
yeah, it's a crazy 5-6 like big time fights in those divisions, which are gonna really shake things up. The other bit of news, which I think is just kind of like a joke, but Tank Davis said
Yeah.
his plan is to retire at the end of next year. He said that at the presser. We kind of knew this was happening, but it definitely finally got announced, and they did a presser for Roach March 1st. That's a pay-per-view fight too. Dan, what do you think? You think Tank's kind of just pulling the Floyd, pull the wool over everyone's eyes here to try to get bigger fights, bigger money by saying he's going to retire, or do you believe him?
I really don't know, bro. I hope he's joking. Trying to use it to get more money and things like that. But I don't believe him. If I had to pick, I hope. But I hate hearing that. I just hate it. But we'll see. I mean, we still got a whole year to go, so to see if that happens or not.
Yeah, I think he's got some bigger fish to fry too coming up as well. Anything else? The only other news was Israel Vasquez. If people know about him, he fought Rafael Marquez. They had 4 great fights back in the day. He passed away from cancer at age 46, which is crazy young, but a great Mexican fighter. He did pass away. Danny, did you have any boxing news, fight announcements, anything you saw?
Not really. I'm still looking it up, but that was pretty much it. Like the official announcement for that card that we were talking about, the big card coming up. But that's about it, really. And then Tank Davis and stuff. Do you got anything else for that?
No, that's really it. Last week I kind of sprung it on you, the card, and then this week we got it finalized.
Well, yeah, for sure.
So no, it should be great. I'm really excited for all those big fights. If you guys could, please leave a like on the video, drop some comments down below. We'll get right into best bets for you guys right now. Danny, I'll let you take the floor first. Your best bet for this weekend's card obviously can be whatever you like.
My best bet for the weekend in boxing is Richardson Hitchens money line. I got it at plus 104. It's still out there, and that's gonna be my biggest bet of the night. So hopefully it cashes, but I'm pretty confident in that one, man. But that's definitely my most confident one.
Yeah, I like Hitchens quite a bit too. Man, because it's a tough card. I'm gonna take Espinoza by decision. I just think those odds are wrong at plus 260. I don't see him knocking out Robeisy. I really don't. I think that's really wrong. I I don't want to touch the Valdez fight just because I want to see what we get on Navarrete. I think this fight will prove a lot, like it obviously just did with Sonny Edwards. So I don't want to touch that fight. Yeah, I'm gonna give me Espinoza decision, and I will side with you. I like Hitchens in that fight quite a bit too. I think he's gonna outbox him pretty cleanly. Kind of what we thought would have happened with. I thought Matias would just break him down and stop him, but
Yeah.
it was just kind of a crazy like one-off fight where maybe he's just riding a little too high. If you guys could enter your state below, it's in the description. Also at the top of the YouTube chat. Sign up FanDuel, DraftKings, all those good books. We have sponsorships with all of them. Like Daniel says, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on these fights. 3 big fights, important fights. Kind of stinks. I don't think we're getting a big fight next week besides Jaime Munguia. He's returning to Tijuana. He's going to be a massive favorite. He's going to get a pretty easy KO. Dan, anything you want to add to the chat before we get on out of here?
Shout out to Lucky Power. He says, "Smash that like button, fellas." No, leave a comment with your predictions. There's a lot of good matchups this weekend. Let us know your best bet. The best fight you're looking forward to. Like Big Show said, he can't wait for Navarrete, one of his favorite fighters right now. Yeah, just follow me at Danny Betts, 2 Z's everywhere. IG, TikTok, Twitter, X. My Patreon for all my boxing bets, and catch us pay-per-view wise on UFC Saturday with the boys right here, live stream. Big card. I think we're gonna see a couple, especially one real nice plus money upset. So we'll see. And Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, like Dan said, if you guys want more action, Locker Room Talk Podcast, UFC 310. They're live this weekend, UFC 310. We had a week off. 2 more cards on the end of the year. And I highly encourage everyone watching this video to watch these fights. There's going to be 2 very exciting action-packed fights. Oh, yeah. If you're boxing like novice or new to the sport, trust me, they won't be boring. And they're free, right? They're on free TV. You don't even have to pay for them. I think it's an ESPN card. So please watch these fights. Great fights. Comment down below your thoughts. And we'll be back next week. We'll recap these fights, and we'll break down the Jaime Munguia fight. So this is Main Event. Talkin Hands. See you guys next week. Peace.